it's Sweetie Pie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first time that you have gazed eyes on my channel. Hi, I'm Melissa, aka Sweetie Pie, here on YouTube, and today we're going to be looking at the Violet Voss, the Rainbow Palette. Now, I'm a little bit controversial with Violet Voss, so I'm not going to tell you what I feel about it right this second, but the way I want to do my reviews from now on, and I think I've been doing a pretty good job, but sometimes when I'm there editing it, I'm like, oh, I forgot to say this or I forgot to say that, and I really want to give you guys, you know, a direct review on whatever we are talking about. So right away in the beginning, I am going to just give you some, you know, some information about Violet Voss and their cruelty-free status and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, you know. And then I'm going to do swatches, and I'm also going to do a look with this palette. Now, since this palette is pretty much all shimmers, I'm probably only going to be able to use like maybe 3. I'm going to try using at least 3 shimmers in the look, but if you want to see swatches or you want to find out about the palette, where it's sold, how much it is, all that good stuff, how I felt about it, then stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm thinking about all the things that I want to say now, and I'm like, focus, 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 Melissa. And yeah, so anyway, guys, I hope I hope that you stay tuned for this video, and yeah, let's get into it. Do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, subscribe. Alright guys, so I am going to talk about each shadow a little bit as I do the swatching, but I did want to just give you an overall thoughts. This Violet Voss palette for me was $40. Normally her palettes are $60 for me, and this one, the hashtag palette, how many eyeshadows does it have? Let me just, 5, 10, 15, 20. There's 20 eyeshadows in this one, and then there is 10 in this one. So not quite half price, but close to it, I guess. But yeah, I really do think that this is a hit or miss palette. There are some shadows that I absolutely could just throw on the lid with a little bit of Fix Plus and they look gorgeous, and then others I have to work for. A lot of these do not blend that well. If you're trying to blend them with other shadows, even in the palette, I found it a little teeny bit, just a tiny bit hard to blend them seamlessly together, which I'm going to see if I can demonstrate in the look a little bit and kind of blend 3 different eyeshadows from this palette on my lid, and we'll see what happens there, because I haven't done the look yet, but we'll see what happens there. And I'm actually going to use the purple shadows, because the purple shadows I haven't played around with as much. My 2 favorite shadows are definitely Pearl and Buttercup. And Eclipse, actually. Yeah, I have 3 favorites. Pearl, Eclipse, and Buttercup are absolutely beautiful, and Peach is very, very nice as well. I haven't had a ton of experience with Flamingo, so maybe what I will do is use Flamingo, Indigo, and Violet in my look so that I can experience those shadows as well, because those ones I haven't used quite as much, which is weird because I love purples. But I've also been working on another palette for you guys, which will probably come out a little bit after this one, and it is actually a very expensive palette that I got for Valentine's Day that I have been wearing throughout the last 2 weeks and trying to kind of come to terms on how I feel about it. But anyway, I ended up using Fiji, Sea Storm, and Royal in a look that I can't remember if I filmed it or not. Maybe I didn't. I've been filming some looks for Instagram, so remember to go look at my Instagram. But regardless, when I used those 3 together, I found that Royal was not very good at mixing with other colors, because it is just a little bit, it's kind of a little bit harder of a metallic. I do like to use my finger or wet these ones most of the time. You can use a glitter glue, put a glitter glue down and then pat it on with your finger, and they go on beautifully as well. But if you really wet your brush, these are the types of shadows that really kind of turn into like a metallic paste that goes on. Paste is a bad word for it, but you know what I mean. Like, just metallicness is amazing, which I realize you can get hard pan on your shadows, but you can also like hit your brush after you go into the palette every time, but just obviously remember that you're gonna have a little bit of like Fix Plus or water seeped into your eye makeup or into your palette once you dip again. I think actually that you could, if you get hard pan on a shadow, you can just scrape off the very, very tip top of the layer, which is hard to say because I hate like wasting it, but if it does happen, you know, it is what it is. And if you do not enjoy shadows that won't go on without water or without, you know, a mixing medium or some glitter glue, then, you know, you may not want this palette. But anyway, so Seafoam, Fiji, and Royal did make a very pretty look, and I think I did take some pictures of it, and I will post them on Instagram soon. But yeah, these two, Pearl and Eclipse. Eclipse, I did a smoky eye, and I will direct you to the video where I was wearing that smoky eye. It is really pretty, but it is very fallouty. Like, you know, it's a black shadow, so obviously, but the silver glitter in it is so pretty, and I packed it all on the lid. It was such a pretty look. I was really happy with it. The only thing that I noticed is that the shadows I was wearing with this, they did kind of crease out, just one crease right across my eye, and I was like, oh, really? So I'm not sure if it was this or it was the other shadows I was using. Pearl, oh my gosh, when you see this swatched, let's just get into the swatches and I'll do some more talking because I'm going to go through every single shadow. Alright guys, let's get into those swatches and I will tell you a little bit about every shadow.
Alright guys, so we're going to start with the first row, and the first color there is Flamingo. It's on the thicker side, and so is Seafoam and Fiji. They are a lot like the Juvia's Place metallic shadows where water or a glitter glue is going to help you a lot. Now Peach and Buttercup are the smoothest in this row. They are so smooth, they will go on the eye. Also, it is great for these shadows if you can use your finger to pack them on. That gives the most intensity that, you know, you would want if you're looking for like a really stark, colorful look, which I'm assuming you are if you bought this palette. Then when you go down to the second row, Royal is that same sort of thing where, you know, you put some water on it or you pack it on with your finger and it literally, it turns into liquid metal when you get it wet. It is really beautiful on the eyes. Indigo and Violet are the two purple shades and they're very pigmented. I use them in my look, so you would know better than I would how they apply right now because I haven't actually used them on the eyes, but they swatch beautifully. And then Pearl and Eclipse are my two favorites in the palette. They are so beautiful, and Pearl has this beautiful kind of yellowy gold reflect to it. It is so smooth, and then Eclipse is a matte black with this beautiful silver glitter. It doesn't really blend out that well, so you really have to pack it onto the eye for it to be impactful.
Swatches, I did a wet swatch and a dry swatch with my fingers. They don't really apply amazingly with just a brush. Like, let's just do an example, and this is why I did it the way I did it. So let's just take Flamingo. So I'm going into Flamingo, and there is quite a bit on the brush, but I just think that, where am I going to do this? I just think that their brush quality without anything just isn't as nice. You could totally build that up, but that's why I did it the way I did it. That's just all I was saying. Alright, so now we're going to go into the look that I'm actually going to do tomorrow, and then I will do my outro, and that will be the end of this review. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I gave you enough information about this palette. It's so fun, guys. Like, it really is actually really fun. So if you're looking for some really fun colors, this is definitely a pretty good one. I think that Violet Voss, there's always a bit of a miss and a bit of a hit, but I seriously think that most of the metallics that are in here are super comparable to the Juvia's Place ones, where sometimes they can just be a teensy bit thick, but you can still wet them and they go on just like, oh, or just use your finger. Use your finger and you'll be good as well. And yeah, there is a little bit of fallout with these. Be aware, obviously, the black was fallouty, but I was really trying to pack it on my lid. And I found that the pearl one is great. It wasn't fallouty at all. And then the peach one was great as well. Royal is amazing. I didn't have any fallout. But I did get a little bit of fallout with some of the blues and definitely that black. They're a very, very, like, not oily, but they're a thick consistency, so there isn't a ton of fallout. Now, with the black, I also noticed that if I left a tiny bit on my nose, and when I went to wipe it away, it didn't work as well. I was a little teeny bit, I was a little teeny bit moist under my eyes, but I don't know. It was just a thing. So let's go into that look, and then...
pregnant.
So yeah, this feels like this has been the weirdest, it feels like this has been the weirdest, review I've done lately because I was very indecisive. I love the looks I've created with this palette, but do I think that it might be good for beginners? I don't know. Like, some of them were just a little bit testy. Now, I think because I enjoy that really metallic look, I don't mind having to play a little bit, but like, oh, I wish every single one had been like the color Pearl. Pearl was amazing, and Eclipse was like a really soft matte. Like, besides the sparkles, it's super soft and pretty, and it just goes on a brush very nicely. But yeah, some of them just, they were a little bit thicker than something that I would purchase from Sephora. I did love it. I do use it, and I am going to continue to use it because the colors are satisfying to me. They're so pretty, especially the blues. They are so, so pretty. But I think that there are also palettes that you could get, like the Juvia's Place palettes, which I think are cheaper. Yeah, they are cheaper. I think they're cheaper, and they have the same beautiful, beautiful, like, oh my gosh, their shimmers are just amaze balls. Like, they're amazing. So I hope you guys liked this review, I guess. I do enjoy the palette. There are some things that I don't like about it. I always want to disclose that, you know, there was good and bad. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Usually I'm a little bit more together, but I just was a little bit crazy-minded today, and I cannot wait to edit this video. Alright guys, thank you so much, and subscribe to my channel, and I love you guys, and have a really great day, night, evening, whatever it may be where you are. Bye!